Good morning and welcome to this Wednesday session of Yog Online. Sit tall, roll the shoulders back. Take your arms out to the side, lengthen the wrists away from each other. Turn the palms to face, breathe in and raise up the arm. A full extension of the sides of the trunk lifts the rib cage. Keep the thighs firmly on the floor, press the thighs down and extend the trunk. Bend the elbows, draw the elbows towards the sides of the trunk. Lift the armpits and join your palms together. See that the upper back muscles are rolling down the back. There's a softness in the abdomen and a width across the chest. Join the palms together. Bring your attention to the breath now. Slow, long, gentle inhalations and exhalations. Begin by chanting Om 3 times. Take a slow, deep breath in. Release your hands, open your eyes, roll the shoulders back. Place your fingertips on the floor, stretch out your legs, and change the crossing of your legs. Interlock your fingers, rotate at the wrist, turn the palms away from you. Breathe in and raise up the arms. Lift the armpits, lift the wrists. Spread the fingers and spread the palms. Maintain this extension as you breathe in. On your next inhalation, take the upper arm slightly behind the ear. Stretch the armpit. Feel the openness of the chest. Slowly release your hands. Change the bind of the interlock. Rotate at the wrist. Turn the palms away from you. Breathe in and raise up the arms. A full extension of the sides of the trunk. And breathe into the full length of the trunk, or the height of the trunk. Inhalation, breathing in, take the upper arm slightly behind your ear. Stretch the armpits. And release your arms. Roll the shoulders back. Take your right hand behind you, take your left hand over the right knee, breathe in. And as you breathe out, move the navel, move the shoulder blades and move. Keep the abdomen. Focus on the breath. Each time you breathe out, twist a little more. Slowly release, change sides. Take your left hand behind you, take your right hand over the left knee, breathe in. And as you breathe out, move the navel, move the shoulder blades and move the chin. Shoulder blades. Each time you breathe out, move the navel. Send the arms out to the side. Once again, turn the palms to face up. Breathe in and raise up the arms. Lift the armpits, soften the abdomen. Lift the wrist, spread your fingers and spread the palms. Come here, bend at the elbows and lift the elbows. Lift the armpits. And take the upper arms slightly behind the ear and stretch up the arms. Pull the shoulders back. Move the lower shoulder blade into the body. Keep the chest open and the abdomen soft. Place your fingertips on the floor. Maintain the extension of the trunk, lift of the chest, and the softness of the head. Stretch the legs forward, heels away from you, toes towards you. Once again, interlock your fingers, rotate at the wrist, turn the palms away from you. Breathe in and raise up the arms. Full extension of the sides of the trunk and a full extension of the legs. Slowly release. Back. Breathing in, lift the navel, lift the sternum and lift the crown of the head. Move the lower shoulder blades into the body. Keep the chest open. Release. Hold your legs in and come onto your knees. Keep your knees below the hips. Keep your palms and fingers below the shoulders. Keep the palms shoulder width apart. Keep the knees hip width apart. Outstretch the toes. Breathing in, lift the navel. Drop the navel, lift the sternum, lift the crown of the head and the tailbone. Hold this posture. Take shorter breaths. Drop the navel, lift the tailbone, lift the crown of the head. Now as you breathe out, tuck the tailbone in, lift the navel, draw the chin in and extend the crown of the head towards the floor. There's a rounded back, hold it. Hold it for a few moments. Take shorter breaths. Don't hold the breath. In, lift. And as you breathe out, lift the navel, tuck the tailbone in, tuck the chin. We're going to move with the breath now. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, release. In to lift. Breathe out to release. 3 more times. Breathe in to lift. Breathe out and release. See if you can lift the navel higher. Breathe in, lift. Lift the crown of the head, lift the sternum and tailbone. Breathe out, release. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out. Lift the navel, tuck the chin in, and come to a neutral position. Now we're going to raise up the head and look to your right heel. Come back to center, look to the left heel. Come back to center, look to the right heel, center, and the left heel. Breathe in, lift the crown of the head once again, lift the tailbone. With this concave action, sit back onto your heels. Cup your fingers and lift the navel, lift the sternum and lift the crown of the head. Take your knees slightly wider, sit on your heels, spread your palms and fingers. Stretch your arms forward but keep gazing forward. Keep walking your hands forward. At the same time, push the groins back, push the buttock back onto the heels and lift the navel, lift the sternum and lift the crown of the head. Maintain this concave extension. Release your palms onto the floor. Release the navel, release the chest and release the crown. Take shorter breaths. From here, come onto your knees once again. Knees below the hips, palms below the shoulders. So these basic poses develop your arm and shoulder strength because the body weight is partially on the arms. This prepares us for the inversions as well. From here, straighten your right leg, and hold the posture. Heel away from you, toe towards you. Slowly release. Change legs. Away from you, toe towards you. Keep the leg extended. Release one more time, right leg. Heel away from you, toe towards you to keep the leg extended. Lift the hip. There's a straight line from the shoulder to the heel. Release. Lift the lift. And release. Come to rest, sit back. Take the pressure off the shoulders. We're not folding down completely, we're just taking the pressure off the arms and off the shoulders. Back onto your knees. This time we're going to extend out the right leg and the left arm. So use your breath, breathing in, stretch out the right leg and stretch out the left arm. The focus is going to be on the palm that's on the floor. Keep it steady, release and change legs. Stretch out the left leg and the right hand. Extend the wrists away from you and extend the heel away from you. Slowly release. Let's change once more time. Full extension of the arm and the legs. Release. Back onto your palms, sit back, rest the shoulders. So we're taking the weight off the shoulders and on the shoulder. Back onto your knees. If you're finding any difficulty or pain in the knees, you can double fold your mat so that you cushion your knees. You can even take a soft blanket under your knees. This time we're going to shift the weight of the body onto our palm once again. Stretch out the right leg and bend the knee and draw the heel towards the buttock. Keep gazing forward. Once you have this action, extend the left arm. Slowly release. Change legs. Extend the left leg. Bend the knee so that the heel is towards your buttock. Lift the knee and extend the right arm away. This teaches us balance as well. Slowly release. Let's change one more time. Raise up the right leg, extend it away from you. Bend the knee, but don't drop the knee. Keep the knee in line with the hip and extend out the left arm. Arms onto the mat, use your knees onto the mat and sit back. Roll the shoulders back, roll the shoulders back. Lift the navel, lift the sternum and lift the crown. Back onto your knees, palms below the shoulders. Knees below the hips, tuck the toes under and lift the hips. Keep the knees bent, lift the hips, stretch the hips away from the armpits, stretch the armpits away from the wrists. To your knees and lift the trunk. Keep your knees on the floor, lift the trunk. Lift the navel away from the floor, lift the chest, lift the crown of the head. From here, keep the weight of the body onto your palms. Your knees, tuck the toes under and lift the hips. This is a mini flow sequence, but be gentle on the shoulders. Now release your knees. Release the navel to the floor, lift the sternum, lift the crown of the head. One more time, lift the hips, come onto your knees, tuck the toes under and lift the hips. So we're moving from a downward dog to an upward dog with the knees on the floor. So breathe in and come up. And as you breathe out, lift the hips into downward dog. Keep the knees bent. We're focusing on the shoulder and the arm strength. Breathing in, forward. Breathing out, lift the hips. Release onto your knees and rest. Rest back. Keep the chest lifted. Keep the crown of the head lifted. But we have the second option. The second option would be to keep the knees off the floor. I'm going to show you once. What we've been doing is we've been moving from a downward dog with bent knees, coming onto your knees and lifting the trunk with the knees on the floor. For the next flow, we're going to come into a downward dog. Keep your toes on the floor, the tops of the feet. Keep the knees off the floor and lift. So for the second movement, the knees are off the floor. You can choose to keep the knees on or off the floor depending on your capacity. Let's start. Keep your knees on the floor. We're going to do 3 cat-cow movements to prepare. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, release. Breathe in, lift. Lift the crown of the head. Breathe out, lift the navel. Breathe in, lift the crown of the head. Breathing out, lift the navel. Now tuck the toes under. Breathe out, lift the navel, lift the hips. And as you breathe in, lift the navel, lift the sternum, and lift the crown of the head. Breathe out and breathe in. Breathe out and breathe in. If you're off your knees, you need to roll over your toes. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out and stay. Hold the posture to recover. And now breathe in to lift. Don't hold the breath, keep breathing in. Breathe out, hold. Shorter breaths in and out. And now let's move with the breath 3 times once more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come onto your knees. Sit back. Place your fingertips on the floor. Roll the shoulders back and recover. Soften the abdomen, open the chest, lift the crown there. Focus on your breath. From here, stretch your arms forward. Extend the wrists away from the armpits away from the hip. Release your elbows and release your forehead. Focus on just the exhalation. Your hands back. Place your fingertips on the floor. Lift the navel. Lift the sternum. Out. And come to lie flat on your back. Settle the abdomen to the floor, settle the navel to the floor. Heels in towards the hip. Shift the weight of the body onto your shoulders. Shift the weight of your body onto your feet. Breathing in, lift the hips, lift the navel, move the lower shoulder blade into the body to open the chest. Breathe out and release. Rest for a few moments. Shift the weight of the body onto your feet. Breathe in to lift. Breathe out and release. Take a few breaths. Breathe in to lift. Lift the hips. Lift the buttocks. Lower shoulder blade moves into the body. Hold the posture. Keep pressing firmly on the feet and the shoulders. Breathe out and release the hips. With both hands, draw both knees in towards the chest. Soften the abdomen. Get your feet onto the floor. Straighten your right leg. Straighten your left leg. Roll your thighs away from each other. Soften the abdomen. Focus on just the exhalation and the softness of the abdomen. Place both hands on the abdomen. Raise up your knees one by one, keeping your feet flat on the floor, and feel the hips settle. Abdomen and release the rib cage. Keep the spine long. Raise up the right arm all the way past the right hip. Roll over onto your right hand side. Rest your consciousness. Roll the shoulders back. Take your fingertips behind you. Lift the navel, lift the rib cage, lift the crown of the head and feel the openness of the chest and the softness of the abdomen. As you breathe out, release the chin to the chest. Feel the length of the cervical spine. Breathing in, raise up the head. As you breathe out, lift your ears to take the chin to the chest. Similar to the cat cow action, keep lifting the chest, lift the crown of the head. And as you breathe out, release the chin to the chest. Slowly raise your head to a neutral position. Keep the chest open. Roll the shoulders back. Join your palms together, but keep the chest broad and open. Keep the abdomen soft. Breathe in, lift the crown of the head. And as you breathe out, lift your ears and take the chin to the chest. with the extension of the cervical spine, the quietness of the face, the openness of the chest, and the softness of the abdomen. Keep the sides of the trunk lengthened and focus on the breath. As you breathe in, slowly raise up your head, release your hands, and open your eyes. Have a wonderful day, and we will meet tomorrow. Thank you.